bicycle thieves, bicycle thieves. If somebody steals your bike in Italy, then you might as well give up your whole life because you'll never get it back. Seriously, though. Hello there, CriterioNate here, number 374. Vittorio De Sica's Bicycle Thieves, Ladri de Biciclette. Bicyclette. No, Biciclette. Ladri di Biciclette, yes. 1948, 89 minutes, black and white, Monroe, Italian, yes. Apparently one of the greatest films of all time, though. That's debatable, you know. Have you guys seen Solo con tu pareja? You know? Have you guys seen High and Low? Have you guys seen Seven Samurai? Well, everybody. Well, yes, you've seen. Sorry, you have seen Seven Samurai. Have you guys seen Monsiuro's Holiday? You know. Yeah, but I mean, it's good. It's not a bad movie. I could see why people go apeshit over this movie. But that being said, I just I still had a lot. I feel like it was very it felt a little uneven at times, a little empty, and I know that's the Sica style. I've seen Umberto D, which is a depressing ass movie, that doesn't have I think that movie was really dumb, I mean, Indiscretion or Terminal Station was a little better, but still, I think the Sica doesn't want to give you all the answers. And that can be a problem. And I'm curious, how many more De Sica movies do we have? How much more of this do we have? Oh, this is the only other movie we had. Oh, okay. What was the other one? Oh, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, The Children Are Watching Us. Yes. Have you seen The Children Are Watching Us? Yes. I think The Children Are Watching Us was his masterpiece compared to Bicycle Thieves. This might be the second best, but I still think The Children Are Watching Us was damn, But anyway. Enough about that. Let's talk about this. Bicycle Thieves. Plot. Shoot, what is his name? I have to look up his name. Antonio? Yeah, Antonio. He's this man. There's a man who, his wife and his son, little son Bruno, and they have a baby. And he's looking for work, and he finds this job. I think he's as a poster hanger. The only requirement is that he has to have a bicycle. And so he ends up, I think, pawning his, pawning all his possessions. Pawning his possessions. I think they pawn the bed sheets so that they can own a bicycle. And so he ends up going. So he goes home with the bicycle and his wife and all that. So on his first day, he's on top of a ladder and his bicycle's next to him. A young man comes by and steals the bike. He instantly chases after him, and and then with his son Bruno, they go to the police, and they have the serial number, and they look around, but they can't find him. However, they find they end up seeing while they're in the marketplace, they see the young man with an old man, and he's giving him money, and so they chase down they try to chase down the young man, but then they go back and try to find the old man because it's oh yeah, the old man must know him. So the old man doesn't say anything. He's really stubborn. Doesn't tell him a thing. So they end up following the old man into a church and disrupting the service. Trying to drag him out, and they end up locking the doors, and so they're trying to get out and all that. But yeah, so. Anyway, they've lost they lost the thief, they lost the old man, and Antonio treats Bruno to lunch, and for a minute or two they're happy, but they see another family at the other table that they're kind of get a little discouraged by by seeing them, so they head back out. And so at the end, they finally end up seeing the seer that his wife really likes, like a fortune teller. And so they say, you'll find the bike today. And she says, you'll find the bike today, you won't find it at all. And so they see when they leave, they see the thief. They chase the thief down into a whorehouse, for lack of a better term. Brothel, if you will. house of sin, and they break in. The caretaker, tries to shove him out, but he breaks in. All the ladies are having lunch, and he grabs the young man and drags him out in the street, and threatens to kill him if he doesn't give the bike back. And a crowd starts to gather around him, and obviously they know nothing about the situation other than they see an old man aggressively attacking a young man, and the young man decides to have a fit right then and there, and so the old man so Antonio looks bad, and his mother, who just happens to be above him, yells and tells him that he's got a clean record, and so they have more proof that Antonio's basically just being a criminal. However, Bruno's gone to get a policeman. Policeman comes by. They search his house, and they end up saying, policeman says, we don't have any, you don't have any real proof, so and so he ends up dropping the charges, and everybody says, thinks Antonio's just a worthless, worthless basically. So Antonio and Bruno by this point are, basically just, they're out of luck, and at the last minute, Antonio sees a bike sitting outside. He looks at everybody, he sees everybody else has bikes, and he sees this one bike just sitting, just unattended. Tells Bruno gives him some money, tells him to take the streetcar home, and he walks over to the bike, and they part ways, and Antonio walks over to the bike, and he looks around a bit, and jumps on the bike, and as soon as he jumps on the bike, the owner comes down and chases him down, he yells, and they all yell thief. Bruno, who has missed the train, sees this, and is immediately discouraged because, suddenly his father has become what he has tried to stop, And they catch up to Antonio, and they force him off the bike. The owner doesn't want to doesn't want him to press charges, doesn't want to go any further with it. Bruno, however, is extremely saddened by this, and so anyway, Antonio eventually, they walk together, so Bruno just basically kind of, who's been holding on to Antonio's hat, after the struggle, gives him back his hat, and they just kind of walk off together, and Antonio just almost tries not to cry, because he realizes that he's become that, he's become a thief, and his son had to witness it, and they basically just walk off into the distance, Yes, once again, De Sica has proven to us that life is miserable, at least in Italy, Italy life is miserable. I don't think there's been one, I wonder if De Sica did one movie with a happy ending. I think that's just kind of sad, is this the greatest movie ever? I don't think so. I don't think it's one of the greatest movies of all time. I think it's a good movie. I think De Sica, definitely made a good movie, but I don't think it's one of the greatest. I would not put it in the top, nowhere near even the top 100. Even like top 100 Criterion, I would not put this. I'd have to say I just don't get it as much as everybody else does. Now, I know that a lot of that might have to do with the fact that this is, I guess, the best example of Italian neo-realism. But that being said, still a good movie though. Still a really, really good movie. Tells a great story. I think it's a story of a father who just will do anything to save his job, and he doesn't give up until the very, very end. But even then, maybe does he give up? We don't know his fate. That's such is the way of a De Sica movie. Where the movie just kind of ends on a sad note. And again, maybe that was his want. I don't know. But that being said, still a good movie. A. I might not like it as much as the whole rest of the world, but it's still a good movie. I can still recognize a good movie, and this is a good movie. A. Supplements. This one had an English dub soundtrack, and I should have checked that out, but I didn't. So that's disc 1, just as the film. Disc 2 has all the supplements because there's a 22-minute interview with a new interview with Suso Cecchi Di Amico, who is one of the screenwriters. Enzo Staiola, who played Bruno, and the film scholar Callisto Kosulic. And yeah, they just basically talk about the film and working with him, and and Staiola talks about how he really liked working with children, and I spaced out on that. I'd forgotten all about The Children Are Watching Us when I had seen this. I was just thinking about Umberto D. But no, The Children Are Watching Us is a fantastic example of De Sica's love for working with children. Yeah. There's also a 40-minute interview with scholar Mark Scheel called "Life as It Is: The Neorealist Movement in Italy," which just talks about Italy at that time and all that, and how movies came out of the war and all that. There's a 2003 documentary about the screenwriter and the screenwriter Cesare Sabatini, and it's basically an hour-long program just talking about the screenwriter's life, and it features the guy from Down and Out, Down by Law. I forget his name, and I'm gonna look it up because I have the list. Down by Law from the Jim Jarmusch film. What is that dude's name? Roberto Benigni. Benigni, that's his name, I think. Yeah, so features him talking about Sabatini and all that. So anyway, Bicycle Thieves, A, not the greatest movie in the world, not one of the greatest movies in the world, but a damn good movie at that. So that's it for today. Let me give you the schedule for this week and the next couple of weeks, because I was trying to figure it out myself, because I've got some things coming up. Tomorrow, I am actually going to be busy tomorrow. I may not have time for a review. You never know. We'll see. But if we do, it'll be Green for Danger. And then, but let's just assume that I won't have time for a review tomorrow. Let's just assume that, yeah, that's going to happen. So anyway. So, if that's the case, then we'll do Green for Danger on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we got 49th Parallel. And then Friday, we'll have When a Woman Ascends the Stairs. And then Sunday, and as you know, next Sunday, we got That Children of Paradise. And then next week, next Tuesday, I think next Tuesday, we'll have Fires on the Plane. Fires on the Plane, and then oh no, maybe not even, I don't even know if Tuesday. See, I know the next couple Tuesdays might be busy. I'm not sure what my schedule is. So next Wednesday we might have a double feature. We might do a double feature of both the Kon Ichikawa movies I have to do. I might end up doing both of those on next Wednesday. So we'll do Fires on the Plane and The Burmese Heart. And then, which means that next Thursday, we'll do The Naked City. And then next Friday, we'll do, let me show you this cover here. Next Friday, we got Matteo Kassovitz Lahain. And then the week after that, we may have another re-review. I don't know, because I've also got to figure out where I'm going to do these two bad boys. Look What Came, Equinox and Seduce and Abandon. Gotta rewatch these. I may just rewatch these and just delete the old reviews. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think like these should be the gold standard. Yeah. So these finally came. I'm still waiting on Border Radio. I may even end up rewatching that one again. because it makes sense to, I think it makes sense to, like, if I deleted the old reviews and put up the new ones, because we're still in the set numbers, spine numbers, and all that. So, yeah. So I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'm waiting. I ordered Overlord, although the week after that, I don't have to worry. May not have to worry about that one just yet, because the week after that, we are finally, the week of the first few days of February, we're gonna start the Eclipse series. Series 1, Early Bergman. It is happening. Torment, Crisis, Port of Call to Joy, and the other one. His name I can't remember. So that is happening, and all that good stuff. So a lot of Criterion to come. A lot more. We are almost, and I believe we are 3/4 of the way done with the season. We're probably going to finish, I would assume, by March. Let me take a look. We'll probably be done. Let me take a look at when. Because I've started. Let me take a look at when when we may do. Yeah, we might finish by March. I'm looking at my schedule. I'm looking at scheduling, trying to schedule in the Eclipse series. I'm trying to do it by release date, by the DVDs. This is how I'm working here. For instance, let me pull up an example. Like the Naked City was. According to Amazon, and I've also used CriterionForum.org for release dates. According to I think I've basically used. So according to CriterionForum.org, The Naked City was released on March 20th, 2007, and Early Bergman was released on March 27th, 2007. So it'll be around that time. I'm probably going to go ahead and do Lahain, because I actually can't keep that one out as long as the others, so I'm going to have to make sure to do that one as soon as possible, because, yeah. And yeah, I mean, I could also give up a rewatch Sunday to do it too. We'll see. And then, yeah, and then I think so. I'm looking at the further releases. We will definitely do that one. We'll definitely do the Early Bergman one. And we will more than likely get to the next couple too. We'll definitely do the documentaries of Louis Malle probably next month, as well as the late Ozu set, and possibly the Raymond Bernard, the Raymond Bernard set. Although that might be March, and then maybe even the first films of Samuel Fuller. I'm not sure. We'll just have to figure out, play it by ear, figure out what my schedule is. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't steal bikes. Yeah, don't steal bikes. Because, you never know. I've had my bike stolen a number of times. Yeah, it's not fun. So I kind of know his pain. I mean, I wasn't there to witness it, witness it being stolen, so I don't know who did it, but, it's definitely makes life a little trickier. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all either tomorrow night, or Wednesday for Green for Danger. And until then, goodbye.